Welcome back, YouTubers. This is Congrexes Prime coming at you with another State of Decay 2 Beginner's Guide to Completing Nightmare Zone, episode number 3. So, in this episode, we're going to be concentrating on making sure that we have a level 2 medical facility, which we do have, and also have a level 2 shop. We also have a mechanic. We don't need really anything else to move on to the next portion of the game. Once you have a mechanic level 2 shop and a medical facility level 2, you're kind of like in what I call the golden lock section, or the golden section of the beginning part of this game, because you have pretty much all the key components you need to advance a little bit at a time. As you guys saw there, that enemy enclave that was in the last episode is still there. We're going to talk a little bit more about enemy enclaves. And in Nightmare Zone, enemy enclaves are, I want to say, a little bit on the overpowered side. If you give them a half a shot, you're dead. So you have to have a worthy character to go against an enclave. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying that it's difficult to do it. And have I pulled it off before? Sure, And I was having a conversation with another State of Decay subscriber that I got to play with, and he was like, "I'm not gonna do Nightmare Zone until I can fight an enclave and not get hit." Those were his exact words. And I said to him, "That's gonna be an impossibility, because it's not a question if you're gonna get hit; it's when you're gonna get hit." So I've had episodes in the past where when I talk about recovering from getting hit by an enclave and having medical kits, either on you or having medical kits somewhere near you, so you can run and hit a couple of them, so you're not one tapped after they hit you that one time. They'll kill you immediately afterwards, unless you have certain traits or skills that are going to mitigate that. For example, like just keeps going. I believe when you get hit by them and you recover, you get back like half your life. So they'll have to shoot you a couple extra times on the head to knock you down, which just keeps going. That's just a trait out of many. But that's one I remember off the back. Now, if you also have a red talent, and the red talent is pretty stouty, you got them, almost everything 7-star level 2, then you also have kind of like a similar thing that you can pull off with red talent. So if I was going, enclave hunting, which, it's something I love to do, I like to position myself with a worthy character or have backup. So either A, you go in there with worthy characters, or you go in there with a couple people that you know that are decent players, or you bring a couple people along and also bring some lackeys, bring some other enclave people, so they're cannon fodders, that you give them something else to shoot at. There's also other techniques to use, but right now, since we're only like in day 2.5, going on to day 3, I believe, or just skipping to day 3, like right now, we're about to transition to it. And you have fresh characters with no carryovers. There's very little things you can do unless you get very lucky in your first day and get a biocam station, and then you get scent block, and you're gonna say, "Ooh, scent block prime, ooh, the taboo of taboos." And I'm gonna say, look, listen, when it comes to enclave, if you're really hell bent in killing them and you really want to do it, scent block and what's it called, throwing out zombait are gonna be your best friends. That is another technique you can use, and that way you can isolate the NPCs one at a time, and you have stuff that's coming at them that's not going to attack you, but you can attack them, and it can work in your benefit. Even if they down you, a zombie will distract them long enough for you to get up and reset. So that's another worthy technique. I was thinking of maybe making a more. I have a video, which, you know what, I'm going to link in the description below, and I'm also going to put a little thing on this particular section of the video so that you guys can go see what I'm talking about, how to best approach a enclave. And there's certain little tips and tricks that I talk about, like approaching it. Like I have this thing that I call like wherever there's no windows and there's no easy access for them to shoot you through. I call that a firewall. So it gives you a little bit of a cushion of protection. That gives you time to attack them before they can attack you, kind of situation. Or you put the NPCs in a position where they have to go around this barrier and exposing them for a brief period of time that gives you the initiative. So it's a pretty good video. It's kind of an advanced tactic. I don't really recommend somebody that's not very comfortable in this game to go after enclaves. I think that they're kind of like the end game component of this game. And once you figure out that if you get on the enclave's face and don't give them, you don't give them time to breathe, and you don't give them a chance to aim, um, you stand a 50-50 chance of defeating them. You know, so having a really good weapon, which as you guys can see right now, I don't have in my inventory. I have like three crossbows, and a 22, and an M1 rifle. That is not good weaponry to go after an enclave, even with that little pistol. It's just not. I don't advise it. At the end of the day, if you want to complete Nightmare Zone, you do not have to fight the enclaves. You can just leave them alone. Stay away from them. If they are you know in the way of a heart or something like that, then you can actually use them. You can use the zombies in the surrounding area. You make a lot of noise, and you bring them towards the enclave and engage them. But I don't recommend that. If you can avoid that particular heart to the end, I would avoid it. Right now I'm thinking I want to loot for supplies. I'm trying to up my base a little bit, and I'm also looking to level this character as well. So her fighting is like pretty low. I think I remember what I'm trying to do here. I think I decided that I wanted to build a gym. I believe that's what I'm trying to do. And you're gonna say, Prime, why the heck are you building a gym in Nightmare Zone at the beginner base? It's because all these characters here are very, very low in fighting, and we're moving on to what I call mid phase of the game, and that's after day three for me. I have like tiers. I go day one to day three. I have to accomplish a certain amount of things, and we have a level two medical facility, level two workshop. I have upgraded the supplies in the base as well, the supply locker. So and I've also upgraded, I believe, uh, the radio communication thing, which gives you an outpost. So I think I have three outposts. I don't think I've found an antenna yet. So I'm sitting what I consider in the Goldilocks. I'm sitting pretty good right now. So right now I'm just trying to get supplies, and this is one of those things right here, right here. This is kind of important. I heard the pharaohs from far away, and I say to myself, well, there's about 150 plus influence right there looking at me. If I can take an easy shot here without them discovering where I'm at, I'm gonna try to get them. But if you guys notice, I'm being very careful, because if I get detected, I'm running right to the car and I'm getting the hell out of there. This character's not really in a position to engage three pharaohs. I know that, so I'm trying to take a couple of little wonky shots here. I'm doing a horrible job shooting, but they're not easy to move when they're moving side to side like that. So I will love them if they turn their back towards me and I can shoot them in the butt. And for some reason, that gives you the headshot. But I decided there smartly to be like, listen, I gotta leave my ego alone. And I still got one right there. I ran him over, which I got 50 out of the 150 influence. So I was pretty happy about that. But as you guys see, I'm still looking for supplies. That's my goal right now. So you know, and also if I see little fights like this that I can fight, I'm gonna do it. And I'm trying to basically level up my fighting at the same time. I'm also eyeing out that that vehicle over there with the 8 slots, so the Brogan Trekker. I'm actually eyeing that thing out because it has 8 slots, and it's very, very cheap to move that car. There we go. I got, I think, one of my first mods in the game right there, fertilizer, which is cool. What's not cool is that I don't have an agriculture character or a book for that matter, which is what I'm hoping I'll find in the future, because that gym that I have, it's not permanent. You know, when I build certain things, I build them for a purpose, and if the purpose is to level these characters to see what kind of fighting ability they have, the three characters I have on base right now, then that's what I'm doing. So again, I'm looking for more supply rucksacks. You know what? I don't believe I've started my my level 2 workshop. I think that's what I'm either doing that or I'm looking for stuff for the gym. I can't remember. It's been so long. Like I recorded this a couple days ago, and then I made the mistake of not doing the voice edit, right away, and now I'm trying to watch and trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing. Like I got very lucky there, and I got a nice pistol, 45. I was pretty stout about that. I was pretty excited because I like 45s. They have more stopping power than the 9mm, and and since I am moving to a base, or my goal is to move to a base where I'll be able to craft bullets. That's where I was gonna get at with moving on past this point, is that I want to be able to move to the police station in this base. And you're gonna say, well, isn't like another base better? And that's the thing about State of Decay, guys. Like it's what you value the most, or what you think you need the most. It's the direction you need to go. You know what I mean? Like I can tell you a cookie cut way of beating this game my way, but depending on what's going on in the game for you, and the map you're in, and the situation and the characters you have, your goals might be a little bit different than mine, or might be completely different. So at the end of the day, like I can give you my path to completing the nightmare zone, but it's not always um, the correct path, if you know what I'm saying. So right now I'm trying to see. Let me see what I think I have a level 2. Nope, I actually that's what I was doing. I'm a little bit ahead of the game here. I was actually getting the resources to level 2 my workshop. So I just started that, and we're transitioning from day 2 to day 3 still. So I'm still like within my time frame. So I'm still sitting pretty good in this community. And there's that slot right there. Eventually, I'm gonna turn that into a gym because I need to level up all three of these characters past level, 7, so I can get their tier 2 and figure out what I got to work with. That's important. So for me at least. And see, look at their fighting. This character is like a level 2 fighting. I believe that one has like a level 2 or 3, and Ed I think is 0. Yeah, see, all these cat and their shooting is like atrocious, all of them. So she's the other character I've been using a lot between her and Crystal. So I think her name was like Monique or Monique or something like that. She has a pretty cool like foreign name. I like her name. And I have a really nice gun there too. That sidearm. That it looks like a Vector sort of SMG pistol. I love that. I love the look of that gun, and I was pretty happy I picked that up. But again, I have to be very careful because I don't have a lot of bullets. And so here I am, doing combat. I believe we're being attacked. It's like a small little surge. If it's under 60 seconds, guys, it's not going to be nothing you can't handle. If you ever see something more than 2 minutes on a counter, get ready because you're going to get hit by at least two juggernauts and several pharaohs and several hordes of either armored zombies or blood plague zombies. So one or the other. This is something to really be concerned with. This is when you want to pick a character that doesn't have their hero ability in your community, and it's a good way to get them a good amount of influence on that bar. So this is what you want to use this for. And if you guys notice, I am kiting. I'm not drinking any meds. I'm not drinking any buffs or anything like that. I'm trying to kill zombies and let my stamina recover. Kill a few zombies, let my stamina recover. And that's the way you kind of have to play. You don't really have a choice in the beginning because you don't have anything to work with. So um, one thing I do think that I one thing that I do like about State of Decay Nightmare Zone is probably these first 5 days where you have nothing, and you're building up your community, and you have no community members, and you're stuck with these three characters you started the game with. Sometimes they turn out to be super awesome. Sometimes you're like, oh my god, what the hell did I just pick up, and lucky enough, these characters are what I call decent characters. They're not the end all be all, but they're average across the board. So they're manageable. It's when you have like really crappy traits, or you get unlucky and you didn't pay attention, and you get some kind of like bum knee or bum shoulder or hurt back or something like that, and or missing lung, and you're like, oh my god, dude. So here we go. I think I decide to make her a yeah. I decide to make her a doctor. So now I have a mechanic and a doctor. As you guys, whoa, I don't know if you guys heard that, but I got a crap storm going on outside. Hopefully that doesn't come through the mic. But I got a really bad either thunderstorm or a pretty bad storm outside. So, but anyway, um, yeah. So now I have a doctor, a mechanic. I'm building my level 2 workshop, and you see now I'm looking at building that fighting gym, like I told you guys earlier, and it's because I want to accelerate these people's ability to gain their stars, because right now, man, they're not up to snuff, and things kind of turn on this game. I think I've killed like one or two plague hearts in game right now, and once you kill that third or fourth plague heart and you're after day 3, you're gonna notice there's a big ramp up on zombies. Zombies are gonna start popping from the woodworks, and you have to make an active decision here, how you're gonna better engage this part of the game. And it's a good thing I wasn't online, because I just lost power. I got no power, but since I'm recording on a laptop, it's okay. I got battery. So the plan was today, guys, is to go online and uh, and do some streaming. But I knew this weather was coming, and yeah, I would have been pretty upset if I was streaming and I would have lost power like this. So, but anyway, I'm digressing here. It's a good thing I got a laptop with battery power. I can do this recording, talk to you guys, and tell you guys what I'm doing here in Nightmare Zone versus being bored out of my mind. Because my internet either flickers out or I lose complete power like I just did there. But it just came right back, so it's okay. It's no big deal. This is kind of like normal weather from where I'm from at this time. So again, I come back in here. I believe I'm trying to loot this area. This is a real good area right here, guys, to get at least 4 to 5 rucksack supplies, if not 6. If you get lucky, some of those garages that are by these houses right here, they're within walking distance. You could technically loot 5 to 6 supplies. Somewhere between 25 to maybe 30 supplies in this little area. This is like almost no time. You're talking about less than 5 minutes of looting, and you get your hands on a really, really good amount of supplies. There is another area further south on this map, I believe. Um, South by, I want to say southeast of the map. I'll show you guys later. I'll probably go in there. There's another good spot where you can pick up, at least 4 supplies, at least 1 or 2 fuel supplies, and definitely at least 1 medical rucksack. So, and it's always in the same spot. I tend to make that little spot an outpost normally, because it has a pharmacy in it, and that's another good spot where quickly you can get your hands on some quick supplies. I picked up a water cooler. Normally I wouldn't be excited about the water cooler, but being that I have no water nor power, since I have no boons in this playthrough, uh, I was extra excited about that water cooler. So it'll come in handy later. Obviously not right now. And there it is. There's another rucksack, and right there, that little toolkit right here normally gives you parts, but sometimes you get a vehicle repair kit out of this deal. So it's kind of like a hit or miss. This time it gave me a generator, which is pretty nice. My stealth, if you guys notice, is level 3. So this character is really, I've been really fortunate. I got 2 characters that are stealth worthy. that doesn't always happen. You know, I think I said this in the last episode. You're not gonna get that lucky that you're gonna have two characters in your playthrough that are gonna be stealth worthy. Sometimes you only have one initially, and then if you're lucky enough to pick up another one later, then good, you know. So you kind of have to take care of that character, make sure that that character is resting and that she's not too beat up when you pick her up for nighttime. So I'm pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm getting a little cocky with this character right now because it's nighttime. Her stuff is coming up nicely. Her marathon's coming up nicely. So we got 2 stars of the second tier of cardio, which is marathon for me, coming up. So this character is shaping up to be really what I like to have at nighttime, what I'm comfortable with. Now, can you play this with a character that doesn't have stealth? And the answer is absolutely. Can you do it with any other class besides marathon? Absolutely. Now you have to also remember that until you get 7 stars in cardio and 7 stars in stealth, your character's kind of like playing any other class at that point. You know what I mean? There are some bonuses, but the bonuses are so minor that you know it won't factor in. You know what I mean? So right now, as of right now, I'm kind of playing a you know a regular tier character until I get those 7 stars. So I'm over trying to figure out what's cool with this card. Now since it had its own fuel, I'm just gonna put the fuel in the car so that if I'm ever in a jam, um, in the future, I have this car. Now, I've had times where, um, well, I think you know what I'm gonna do right here, guys. I think I've just decided to take the broken tracker. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Yep, I switched it out because the truck's all beat up, and the truck's not as efficient as this broken tracker. The truck's a little tougher, but it's not as efficient as the broken tracker. And right now, like I'm looking at like everybody else should be doing in their first nightmare is being as efficient and as with your fuel and with all your resources as you can be. Um, in the very beginning of the game, like you're watching me play, I'm constantly looting. I'm constantly looking for an edge. You know, if that's a weapon, if that's resource, if that's parts, whatever it is, I need everything. So I'm going through every house, I'm going through every shed, I'm going through everything, and I'm picking up almost everything I can pick up. And we I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine about six um, 6 slotted bags versus 8 slotted bags, and he's like, "Well, I like having 8 slot bags, and a lot of people do too." But I think to me, that's more like a state of mind because in all reality, see, I have an outpost that's just, I don't know, 55 feet away from me. If I want to loot everything, I can. I just run up to the outpost. You know, I might have to take an extra, trip or two, but I can keep myself in a fighting weight, fighting conditions and have less to worry about. If I let's say right now I get jumped by 3 pharaohs, I'm under light conditions. I'm not burning that much stamina, you know. So I can I can defend myself better, especially early on, As your characters get better and you pick up other, let's say, second tier classes like backpacking and all this other stuff, and your stamina goes up, and you pick up endurance or pick up whatever you want to pick up, whatever class you decide to go with, and that blue bar gets bigger and bigger, you can start taking more and more risks, you can really start going a little more reckless or playing a little different, and you're gonna be fine. But in the very beginning, when you have like let's say 100 stamina and 100 health, and you dodge one time and you burn 30% of your bar, and it's like woof, you dodge the second time and your bar is below half. You start considering your options, and now you got to start burning through snacks, and you start burning through resources. And in the beginning, like you guys noticed, we didn't have anything. So playing reckless in the beginning is not advisable. Now, once you start building up a good, supply locker worth of resources, then I think you can open up Pandora's box and play however the hell you want to play and be fine. Um, there is no right or wrong way of playing this game, and that's what's awesome about it. I believe here I'm gonna do a quest or pick up a quest with these guys right here. I can't remember exactly what we're gonna do, but I do kind of want to pick up one of these guys. Yeah, there it is. E- Waiting for your what? Something I can read. See, when I look at this video and playback, it's actually like a small window. So I'm looking through like a small window when I do this. So it's kind of difficult at times to see exactly what's going on screen in terms of like reading. But look at that, my shooting is going up pretty nicely with this character. I'm on 5 out of the 7 stars. So I'm getting excited because this is when you kind of find out, if you're really gonna be looking for a specific reset book. Because remember, guys, this character is gonna be I think my leader. We're probably gonna do the Sheriff Legacy with this character. And I, if I'm gonna fight NPCs, um, I would like to have the option of having gunslinging. You know what I mean? If that's my dedication, and at the end of the day, when you fight the end game part of this, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. You're gonna have to fight NPCs as a sheriff, so it's probably very advisable to have gunslinging. And this character has pretty much everything I want except for that right now. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers, and I'm hoping. So I'm going to another shed that I know has sometimes supplies, but I believe I gotta look for something here. Or I'm trying to clear this place for a base. I can't remember exactly what the heck I gotta do here. And if you guys watch, I'm swinging quite a bit. I'm dodging quite a bit, and I'm look at my stamina. Okay, my stamina just got a little bit low, so I was like, okay, fine. We'll do a little Molotov cocktail there. There's something different I could have done there, but at that point I was like, you know what? This is probably the smartest move to do. And like I said, sometimes the Molly is a good reset, especially when you have such a clumped amount of zombies like that. You have like 8 zombies just like in a nice little clump like that. You drop the Molly on their foreheads, and you let the fire do all the work for you. So, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm clearing out infestations for them. That's okay. This is a hefty submission. It kind of hit me right now exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm gonna loot. What's cool about having an NPC character like that from another enclave with you is that if you ever pick up some kind of trading goods, like I'm about to do right here, I'm gonna trade it with them. Watch, you'll see what I do in a second. And this is kind of a good way to try to pick everything up in the shed. Um, Watch, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, yep, see exactly what I'm gonna do. So this is something I do all the time. I pick up something like the boom box, which um I don't ever use. I mean, there's practical and impractical ways to use that boom box, but in Nightmare Zone, what I find out is that boom box does a lot more harm than good. So I mean, you can set it up on outside of a plague heart, like 50, 60 feet away outside, and turn it on. When you start beating up the plague heart, it'll divert most of the zombies over there, but sometimes it calls out zombies that you don't want to deal with, or an excessive amount of zombies. So when the boombox finishes, unless you can drop a grenade or something where that boombox is at before it finishes, you're gonna be in a world of hurt if you can't kill that plague guard fast enough. So being that again, I don't have a lot of equipment right now. That boombox to me is impractical. So I ended up, trading it in. So I'm gonna stay on foot here. I got a decent amount of rounds in my crossbow, so I feel pretty confident. And I got a decent amount of rounds in my gun. So if, let's say Pharaoh does pop up in here, which it's a good possibility. It may or may not happen. I can defend myself from them. So I tend to do what I call a search box. If you start your car and you take them anywhere in this game, you guys are aware you're making a lot of noise, right? You're gonna call a lot of attention. So if you don't do the proper technique to get out of your vehicle, or you're not allowed to make the proper technique because you have so many zombies in your area, because it happens, then you jeopardize um, you're going to jeopardize whatever mission it is that you're doing. So I tend to leave my vehicle about 100 meters away from me. 150 is about as far as I go, because if stuff hits the fan, I got to be able to go back to the vehicle. Vehicle is going to be your safety net, to catch you. So I know exactly where my vehicle is, and I'm gonna keep pressing forward. I'm gonna try to complete this mission for this enclave, because I want them to become ally with me. Because again, in the very beginning of the game, it's about picking up those first 5 people. That's what the game is about. So you want to transition from beginning game of building those two particular facilities that I've been telling you guys to build: level 2 medical facility, level 2 workshop. If you have a mechanic, if you don't have a mechanic, I wouldn't be stressing about the workshop, because after level 1, it's not going to do anything for you, except repair your stuff when you need it. So it doesn't matter if it's level 1 or level 2. At that point, if you don't have a mechanic, I wouldn't be stressing the workshop, but I will be stressing the level 2 facility for medical. So because you want that passive healing always. So what I'm trying to do here is what everybody should be trying to do, is get their hands on more people. So you do that by doing missions and keeping. Whoa, there's damn pharaohs here. Pharaoh did show up, and since I have a extra person here, um, I'm gonna stay on. See, the pharaoh back when the pharaoh does that backup thing, you want to give yourself some space between you and the pharaoh. So, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm seeing what the hell the pharaoh wants to do. I don't want to shoot it. So watch what happens here. The pharaoh, okay, he kills the pharaoh. But what I'm doing is whenever you engage a pharaoh, I'm watching what the pharaoh's gonna do. If you get right in front of him and you hit him and he kind of looks like he's stunned, it's called stun locking, then you're in good shape. You're not in danger. Whenever you see the pharaoh back up, like you saw him back up, you want to give yourself distance. Like let him come at you again and let him charge you, and then you can dodge him, and then you can try to get around him and take a swing at him if that's the choice that you make. Me personally, I wanted to shoot the pharaoh, but since I have no way of replenishing my bullets, I was being really really stingy, and since I had a second character from another enclave helping me out, I wasn't jeopardizing anybody important in my book. Even though that's one of the guys that I want to recruit, that out of the 3 that's in that enclave, I still have 2 more in that enclave that I want that will take, regardless of the fact, because we need to get people. So I think I pick up those toiletries and I immediately talk to him and try to sell it to him. I think, but I want to say that's the end of our mission. And I think I'm able to trade them now, so I get rid of that thing. Boom. That's some OG stuff right there. Just if you have a character. So there you go. We became allies. I can technically recruit this guy into my community, which I believe in the very near future I may just do that. But right now there's 2 things I'm concerned with. One is getting that gym going, right? Getting as much as I can get out of that gym. 2 is recruiting um, 2 extra people. Once I have those 5 people, I have to really start considering building a farm in my facility, because I'm gonna start going through a lot of food. So I believe it's 1.5 food per person, 5 people. It's a good amount of food that I'm gonna be draining on a daily basis. Now, can you sustain yourself? Sure, you can. You can find enough food, especially like this early in the game. You can find food everywhere, so it's not going to be that difficult. But as the game progresses, and depending how long it takes you, it can start becoming a hindrance. So 2 things you have to concentrate on after you recruit 5 people and hopefully get to move. It's getting your communication radio room up to its highest that you can make it. And if you don't have a hacker or something like that in your what's it called, a computers person, but I think they're called computers first, and then you choose to be hacker, or I can't remember what the other one is, a programmer or hacker or something like that. Then you can't like upgrade that facility to the maximum, which is what you really need to be doing. So, but the problem is finding a book if you don't have a character that has a fifth skill, or finding a character with computers. To me, it's like very difficult. So I try not to worry about that. But if I can get my hands on it, then I'll be focusing on getting that because that's an additional outpost. And if you're struggling for food, then you can pick up an outpost that makes food, and you'll get one food from it. So it's something. It slows down the bleeding. You know what I mean? Until you can get that agriculture person, or if you have the agriculture person, then get that farm going and maxing out that farm as quickly as possible. Now, being that we don't have water and we don't have food, I mean, we don't have electricity. I'm sorry, food. Geez. Um, it puts an extra strain on you to build a a farm, because you don't have irrigation. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Here we go. We got ourselves set a 7 star, and I'm deciding what to do: assault or weapon handling. If I had to choose between assault and weapon handling, I'm gonna go weapon handling because assault to me is the most useless skill in shooting. It is probably the worst. It does really very nothing for you. And having that kick, if that kick was an instant knockdown, then I would say, yo, that kick is dope. But that kick sometimes just pushes a zombie back, and you're burning stamina. You kick and you burn stamina, and sometimes it knocks them down. I would say 50% of the time is a knockdown. But you kick them, they don't. They just kind of shrug a little bit, and then they come at you again. So it's kind of like I'm not a fan of that kick. It's just, to me, it doesn't pay dividend. Now here you go, guys. I'm using the stealth ability to the maximum, and if you guys notice, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but if you have a locked door, which sometimes they're locked or jammed, whenever you're in this position and you have stealth, because you have to have stealth as a class, you can actually open the doors quietly. So that's one of the biggest bonuses that stealth has, in my opinion. And as you can see, look, I took care of this complete infestation without breaking a sweat. Very silently, very stealth-like. Wasted a few crossbow bolts at the very worst, but everything's still in, you know done very very quietly. So I would say it was pretty smooth. So if you guys notice, I'm starting to get my hands more on plague samples, which is good. And according to the game, if you shoot a plague zombie in the head with a crossbow, there's a good probability of it dropping a plague sample. So if you guys didn't know that, that's some food for thought there. And again, I think I'm looking for circuits because I want to level my, or at least I'm starting to think it's time to level my communication facility. So that's why I'm going through all these little areas where there's transformers, where there's stuff like that that would give you the option to loot circuitry. It's not always going to happen, but you know I'm always going to look. See, there's one right there on the right, so I'm gonna peep it out. So I'm looking for these containers. Um, they're technically transformers, is what they are. And they give me parts, so it's no big deal. Now, if you guys see, I made a little noise because I drove my vehicle, and of course the zombies are gonna go on the hunt, looking for looking to see where the noise is at. So I'm gonna take this time and work on my shooting with the crossbow, and I don't do very well there, but again, I still gotta work on my melee, so it's a win-win. It's only 2 zombies, it's no big deal. And I'll go ahead and go back and pick up the crossbow bolt. So just something really cool that this game has, where you can salvage some, if not most, of your crossbow bolts. Now, if you have like a super heavy crossbow, like the super hunter one, that one's a little more difficult to actually get crossbow bolts from. But if you have the light crossbow or even the standard classic crossbows, you have a greater chance of retrieving your crossbow. Now, if you have something called I want to say is resourcefulness is a skill. You also have a greater chance of getting your crossbow bolt back and getting more plague samples from zombies as well. So, I mean, if crossbows is the way you want to go, then resourcefulness is going to be something you want to look at. Um, but yeah, so here I am emptying out my pockets, emptying out everything I can take out of the Drekker there, the broken Drekker, and I'm gonna fuel it up, make sure I'm good to go, and we're gonna keep pressing forward here. I believe I can't remember what the heck I'm looking for right here. I think I'm still looking for electronic parts. I believe that's what I'm circuits. So and fuel. I believe those are two. But here we go. Now I have an option here, guys. I heard the Juggernaut. I spot the Juggernaut. I switch to my gun because if I have to, then I have to. And the dangers with a Juggernaut, one Juggernaut, is not really the. Oh wait a minute, this is a bloater. This is a bloater. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my bounties. What I'm trying to do there. And you got to kill X amount of bloaters with a pistol. I believe that's what I do. But there's gonna be a time where let's talk about Juggernauts. Let's do that because I was gonna get into something, and um, and I thought that this was gonna be the time where you'll see like me, do the right thing against the Juggernaut, and and you're gonna say, well, what's the right thing? Well, just like every zombie in this game, you have to make a choice: is it worth your time and worth your resources to um to fight that Juggernaut, or fight that horde, or fight that you have to make those choices. Now some people are like, yeah, I'm killing everything, and that's a noble cause, but that's what's going to get you in trouble, and that's what the development team at State of Decay wants you to do. They want you to fight, they want you to hold your ground, because that's how they're going to kill your character. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. So I think, oh yeah, there is a Juggernaut there. I was right. See, I saw the Juggernaut and I did the right thing, which is to get out of that area. And I'm making a choice. Do I want to engage this particular play card? So this is gonna be my thought process. This is gonna be an important part of the episode. So my thought process initially was to engage that play card, but if you guys can see my bar, my blue bar, my stamina bar, I have a Z, which means your character has reached the point of being tired. And when you're tired in State of Decay, you start losing your blue bar. You start getting fatigued to the point where your blue bar becomes non-existent. And the problem with having a non-existent blue bar is that that's what normally kills everybody in State of Decay, is not being able to dodge, not being able to do an action, not being able to do a grab. So I smartly decided to retreat the character back to the outpost and pick up my second character that I've been working on as well. And I'm still going to do the same exact thing, which is go after this particular play card. But I decide to do it with this character instead of using the one that's tired. So when that happens, guys, some people like to push, the limits in this game. And, when you're playing Green Zone or when you're playing Standard Zone, you can take more chances with your character's injuries and sometimes with your character being tired versus, let's say, Dread Zone or even Nightmare Zone. I highly don't recommend you do that. So the minute your character gets tired, take them back to an outpost, take them back to your base, reset, get a fresh character, reload, your weapons, get everything in order that you're gonna need to be able to complete your whatever task it is that you're gonna complete. If that's looting, then you loot. If that's a play card like we're about to do right here, and we're gonna do this one a little different. The first one we did was the very first play card. We did it with a boot camp technique, which is just kick the heart. You can just kick the heart and you'll get it. Now I could technically kick the heart here too, um, but it takes a little bit. And as the play cards get tougher, it'll take you longer to do them. You still can use the same exact technique over and over again, and you rinse and repeat. But it gets a little tougher. Here, I'm using. I want to demonstrate to you guys a baseball bat. If there's any weapon in this game that I recommend to use initially when your character has zero striking ability is a baseball bat of any type, preferably the metal one because it's lighter and it has similar knockdown ability. So I say, you get the aluminum bat, great. If you have a wooden bat, great. It doesn't matter. A bat's a bat. Now, what's so good about this bat? Is it like a one tapper? No. But what it does is that it has a high probability of knocking an opponent down. And when you don't have any special grab or any special skill that you can use at low level, having that knockdown ability is very valuable. So, and it also has decent impact, which you're gonna see me swinging at a heart with the bat. So, I mean, it's a win-win. A bat to me is the most underrated weapon in State of Decay, wooden or metal, doesn't matter. Now, if you get the pimper bats, like the Danforth Slugger, and a couple of the other different types of bats that are out there. There's a few from the Bounty Broker that are pretty good too. One of them looks like Negan's bat, which is dope. And there's another one from a DLC I think you either have to pre-order the game or you have to do something in order to get it. It's not in the game naturally. That's another nice bat as well. So those are just just off the bat, like what where the bats are at. So I'm already in phase one. I'm hitting with the bat. And you guys can see I'm taking a few swings. Check out my stamina though. See how much stamina I'm consuming. And I'm on phase two, and I never used up all my stamina. A lot of that has to do with me being under light conditions. And now she's a mechanic. I believe I started working on breaking down those parts, scrap part things that you do with your workshop. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check to see if I have more. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. See, there you go. So boom, I get another one going, so I can level up for mechanics. So that's one of the ways to level up mechanics. You can build a tool repair kit and several other items as well in the workshop, and it's gonna get your mechanics up. So there you go, guys. So that was pretty easy. Plague Heart. This I believe was only my second Plague Heart in the game, and it went a lot smoother than the first one. So um, the first few Plague Hearts in State of Decay are not Nightmare Zone are not terrible. So I got four, so yeah, I think I do have an antenna. I think I found one. Probably my second episode, because I just realized I don't have three outposts. I have four, so I do have an antenna. I must have found it looting either in this episode, which I doubt, or the episode before that. So I'm sitting really good, guys. This is a really good position to be in before day three. I believe day three is right now. It's about to transition over to day three, or just recently transitioned over to day three. I didn't see the ticker. And if you have a level two workshop, a level two medical facility, you've updated your supplies and your communication relay, and you have four outposts, you're sitting in what I call a really good spot to succeed. So now the one thing I need to focus on, besides killing plague hearts whenever I have the opportunity, right now is gonna be finding the five people I need to move to base, so I can transition from the beginning part of the game to mid game. Because once you have that base, especially in the very beginning part of the game, like right for me right now, I have no way to replenish bullets. That's why you guys haven't seen me shoot a whole lot. I'm real stingy with shooting when I don't have a way to replenish what I have. Now, normally Cannon Prime will shoot and shoot at will, but if I have a way to replenish my bullets. But if I don't have a way to replenish my bullets, then I use my bullets only when in extreme circumstance. And she's also stealth, if you guys can see. She's a one-star stealth. So, like I said, I have two characters. Like I said earlier, I've been pretty fortunate, and I got a broken trekker. I got all these things. Everything right now in this playthrough is lining up for me to be able to succeed. I just have to get a few more things to line up in my way, and then things will get better. You know what I mean? Like the chances start to go up exponentially. Like once you have higher level characters, you start getting weapons, you start getting skills, and you start staying on top of your facilities, um, and your resources managing, and then everything else is just going through the game, killing zombies, killing play cards, and that's the thing. To end, I remember I spoke to somebody and they were like, "Well, what's the point of the game?" That's what a buddy of mine told me. A good friend of mine, they started playing this game a few months ago. He started playing. He didn't know what to do. He's just running around. He's like, "Yo, I was looting, and I don't know what to build, and this and that." And I can understand that. Again, there's no what's the word I'm looking for? Like a really straight up tutorial that'll give you step by step guidance in this game. You either have to kind of listen to a person like me that's played the game and give you the 411, or you try to figure it out on your own. And if you're trying to figure this stuff out in Nightmare Zone, you're gonna have a tough time. So the best way to probably do it is at a lower difficulty where you can get the hang of the buttons, get the hang of building, get the hang of managing the resources at the lower level, and then coming to Nightmare Zone having those tools. Because I think jumping straight into Nightmare Zone without you ever playing this game, because you've played zombie games and you're a good FPS shooter, um, I don't recommend, because there's a lot more involved right now than just being able to shoot and being able to manage resources. There's also figuring out the game's uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to call them gaming mechanics, but that's what they are. That's probably the easiest way for me to explain to somebody that's never played City Decay, like what's going on. Is well, the gaming mechanics, or what the game is trying to do to you, or what I like to call cheat coding. Um, Take a little swig of water. There, this ain't coffee, soulless. Take just a little swig of water, and to figure out what the game is trying to do to you, or what the game is trying to make you do. Because at the end of the day, the game is trying to make you do something here. Always, like that's where you have to look at it. Like, what is the game trying to do? So it's trying to set you up so that you get hung up on something, kind of like hung up on a nail or something, and your rough set gets hung up on a nail and you can't move, and now you're restricted, and then you think that your only solution is just to swing, and when you get to that point, then your character's dead. So my hope is that me talking about the game and giving you guys pointers and showing you guys how to step by step do things in this game, that it'll hopefully not get you to that point that you'll say like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. And that's the thing. If you play this game long enough, and you don't stop playing or you don't quit, you're gonna get to the point where you're like, I've seen this before. You know what I mean? I've seen this before. I know how to deal with this. I've dealt with this before. And you can also start to tell when the game is really trying to kill you. Like it's on full, it's on full kill you mode. Now something happened there. See, you guys have switched my bat. I actually picked up an aluminum bat. I believe I did that from the play card, and that's awesome because not only is that a really good melee weapon, it's really light, and it fits my profile of staying. See, my marathon skills are almost maxed out, which is I cannot wait for that to happen. And my mechanics went up another star. So by unpacking those parts, I think I'm gonna go check again to see if I have another one, and the answer is no. So that's it. That's all I can do for now. I haven't found any more, and I'm working on trying to get my mechanics up because I want to get auto mechanics. I want to be able to build the big repair kits, and because I'm lazy, I don't like to sit there and use 4 or 5 repair kits to repair a jacked up car, back to full life. I like to use one or two and be done. That's why I use the big ones, and they're a lot faster too. You can do them really really quick. Um, so yeah, I'm just looting. As you guys can see, I centralize a hub, right? I don't need 8 slotted bags. I don't need extra pockets. I don't need I don't need any of that. You really don't. You can have it. You can carry more stuff in your inventory, but at the end of the day, if you set up a central hub anywhere, you can just You know, look at that. With four or five slots in my bag, I was able to loot that whole uh, 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 those loot that whole area up, and this whole pretty much this whole area right here, except for that fuel area right there because of that juggernaut standing there. Now I don't know if I'm gonna fight a juggernaut this early on in the game to show you guys how to fight one. There's one right there. I think what I'm going at here. Oh, I got another pharaoh. That's perfect with a door. That doesn't happen often. Um, I don't know if I'm ever gonna do that because I don't want to encourage somebody that's not comfortable in Nightmare Zone to go against a Juggernaut. The best way to fight those Juggernauts is to avoid them. You know that in my same thing with fighting a anything in this game that's not a regular zombie or a plague zombie is the best attack is to avoid avoidance as much as you can. There's gonna come a time when you're not gonna have a choice, and you either have to fight one or distract one long enough so that you can get away. You know, the goal in this playthrough is not to kill 50 juggernauts by using a combat knife. The goal of this playthrough is to succeed in Nightmare Zone with minimum casualties. So yeah, you're gonna see me play completely polar opposite than what I normally play, like let's say on stream or the way I play on some of my Nightmare playthroughs. This is more closely aligned with my very first playthrough of the game in terms of the way I play. I play very. The word I'm looking for is safe. I'm looking for the completion of Nightmare Zone, not necessarily, record-breaking, Juggernaut, Pharaoh killing, mode. There's a lot of reasons why I'm not playing that way, but one of them is to show you guys like that Nightmare Zone can be played at a very slower pace and you'll be pretty successful. You know what I mean? You don't have to push the envelope, of your playing ability. Although it is a lot of fun to do. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It is a lot of fun to do. So right here, what I'm trying to do is complete this particular mission for this enclave. And again, I'm just trying to build enough influence. See that right there? Okay, you guys saw that. That's important. You saw me not being able to open the door, but you saw how I went down on one knee, went to crutch position, and I was able to open the door. That's something I've been dying to demonstrate, and I finally got footage. That's the power of stealth. The power of stealth is just that, not making noise when you opening doors. If they're locked, you go to crutch position, and it's considered a lockpick, which is freaking fantastic. It's very useful in Nightmare Zone not to make noise like that. And of course, my shooting ability is trash, and this I don't know why this character is shooting her weapon, but I mean apparently she's shooting. I believe my shoot. There we go. And I get to pick assault or sharpshooting again. If it's assault, I'm not picking it unless it's the only skill available. I'm not picking it. I hate assault. I think that's one ability along with scouting in this game, since everybody has a scout ability now, that needs a little love. Assault is trash. Sharpshooting has over penetration. That's about the only cool thing about sharpshooting. So if you have a rifle, there's a higher probability chance of you over penetrating and hitting a second target. So if they're lined up just like this right here, and I would take a shot, there's a good chance that I would over penetrate and hit the guy behind me. Now right here, things are getting a little dicey. A lot of this has to do with the NPC shooting her gun and making a buttload of noise unnecessarily, and I believe the screamer was able to holler one time as well. So again, I'm trying to manage my stamina, and you guys are noticing something with the way I fight. See the knockdown? Look how powerful that is, guys. See that I was able to knock all those zombies down, and you saw that there was a nice little pack of them, and I was able to put all of them on the floor. I didn't kill them all. That's a horrible animation. That's the worst one out of all of them. Because you see, look, I was able to knock them down, and killing those armored zombies as quickly as possible is is high priority. They tend to yell the most. So here I am again, just kind of kiting them over, and I see them charging, so I just hit the run and dodge, and I take care of that zombie again. I'm trying to get my stamina back up, and boom! See, look at this. This is like I call this the Jose Canseco. But again, I gave my back to that zombie, and and I got bit a couple times. But as long as it's not a plague zombie, I'm cool with it. You know, that's an easy you know medicine fix for me. It's the plague zombies. It can be a little nerve wracking. Now that we're in day three, we've killed several plague cards. I believe I have a plague cure in my inventory, and I can also make a few plague cures. So I'm not like I mean, I got a few plague samples I can make. There we go. Now I get really excited here. Now I wanted to pick endurance for a lot of reasons, but since this character almost has every skill I like, um, I'm considering making her leader. She has swordplay, which is my thing. Um, I like swordplay. It's flashy. I like swordplay and I like close quarter combat. They're both, in my opinion, really good. Now, blunt weapons is good too. It's really your taste. But since I didn't have the choice between, let's say, swordplay and blunt weapons, I chose swordplay. If I had to choose between blunt weapons and swordplay, and I have, let's say, a couple people that have swordplay, I tend to grab something different. So I'm using a different type of weapon altogether. And taking a little more water there. Um, so, like I was saying, I made her sword play, so I have to take away the bat. I pick up a sword. I don't have that many weapons to choose from, but it is what it is, guys. You work with what you got. So, yeah, I believe these are the oh God, what they're called, the people who make alcohol. The alcohol. I like to call them the Alcoholics Anonymous. They're I'm doing that quest. I believe I'm looking for 25. There it is. I picked it up. Stealth level 2. Marathon's almost maxed out. Sword play. The only thing this character is missing to have the Holy Trinity, as I like to call it, is gunslinging. If this character had gunslinging, forget it. This would be the killer, of all characters. But she's okay. I'm fairly happy with this character. It's something I can work with, and anything that to mitigate some of the effects of Nightmare Zone, which are obviously uh, making extra noise. Having swordplay, which looks just cool as hell. I don't know, something about it. Um, it's just cool as hell. That's why I like swordplay. It's flashy. I think the word I'm looking for. I think blunt weapons is really good, but it's not as flashy as running around with a sword. And there's things you can do with a sword that you can't do with blunt weapons, and vice versa. So I mean, there are plus and minuses, and a lot of this game it's going to be like that. It's going to be, what do you want to give away, or what do you want to do, um, versus what you have, you know, in your character inventory pool, what you got to work with. So sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. And I think some of you guys may say, well, the randomness of this game sucks, right? Because I remember I was on that boat in the very beginning. I didn't like that I wasn't able to choose my character names, or that I'm not able to choose my character's gender. And then in the very beginning of the game, before they started having this closet thing, you couldn't even dress your character up. You just got stuck with whatever they had. If you found them out in the street and they had a jacket, an ugly ass jacket, and some corny shoes, and that's all you had to work with. Nowadays at least you can put a costume on, and change the look a little bit so it's a little more appealing to you. But nevertheless, you still don't have the full range of character creation. And I think that's one thing this game really needs, guys. Like, I think that this that Undead Labs should give you the ability to change your hair, to change the way your character looks, change their names. Not only because it's cooler that way and there's more at stake, but it's also more community friendly, like stream community friendly. So let's say I have a playthrough I'm playing on stream, and I got people in my community and long time subscribers and supporters of my channel, and I want to honor them by giving them a character name. Well, you can do that in a lot of games like XCOM. You can do that in a lot of games like what's the other game that's really good about that? Most of all the XComs are like that. I'm trying to think like up the top of my head what's another game. BattleTech. BattleTech has that ability where you can make pilots and you can make them look however you want, and you can name them whatever you want and give them whatever call sign you want to do, and that's like really cool for when you're streaming because it gives you that what's the word I'm looking, that immersion, that that connection to your community. You know, besides them watching you play, they're like, oh man, he's playing my character, and you know you got more at stake because your name's on the line. You know, and I remember Get Good Fox did that. He made me a pilot in his BattleTech series, so it gave me like more incentive to watch whenever I was on an episode. I wanted to see if my character lived or died. You know, there was more at stake. So I think that that thing that Under Labs has about not being able to change your name and change your call sign or change what your character looks like in the game innately is a mistake. You know, you guys can drop a comment below and let me know what you guys think about that. Now, I know there's a community mod, and if you're a modder or if you have a computer and have access to this game on a computer, you can do just that. I know that, guys. I know it exists. I've used it in the past. I have the community editor for that particular purpose, for changing characters' call signs. I have some of my subscribers that are longtime subscribers of mine, longtime supporters. I have characters with their names already, and yes, you can change what they, you know, within the character models that they have. You can change them to whatever you want. I know that exists. In case you guys don't know it exists, there is a community. It's called Community Editor, and if you go to the State of Decay 2 modders discourse, so you got to go to Discord and go to State of Decay 2 modders discourse, you can actually download that program and put it in your computer, and as long as you have the game running, you can, you know, it's a really simple tool. There's tons of tutorials online on how to use it. um, I don't know if you guys want me to cover that one day or the other. I know I have a friend and fellow content creator that said that they were gonna do that particular video. I haven't seen it. I hope that particular content creator does that video so that I can just reference that video and give her some hits on it. But you know that person hasn't done it yet. So, um, but yeah, there's tons of that going on. So what the heck am I doing here? I can't remember. Oh, um, what the heck is this? I'm trying to figure out what am I trying to look for here. This is like oh, okay. All right. I know what happened here. I got caught up talking about that mod. I lost what was going on. Okay, this is the community that was upsetting me. Now these people had some dope weapons. I'm glad I didn't attack them. You see that Arctic? Yeah, the Arctic warrior. He had a grenade, and you see that little what's it called? And see that big backpack I just picked up? I picked it up because he had it, and it gives me a little bit more space to play with. This is that enemy enclave that got mad at me. I don't know why. Sometimes the game does that. It spawns them up, and this is one of the outcomes, and it has my gun, the Vector. So right now I'm in cloud nine, guys. I got my gun, so I'm like, oh my god, I got my gun. I don't know how to act. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So I'm flipping out right now, and I got a nice little small backpack as well, an ultralight. So again, another plus for my play style at least. But the biggest thing I got out of this deal is that Vector. That Vector gives me now a weapon that I could, if I wanted to, engage an enclave. Now, am I gonna probably do it? Probably not, guys. I'm probably not gonna engage an enclave until um, I feel I have a worthy character, and I don't think any of these characters have just keep going. So I'm probably not gonna do it unless I interject a red talent into this playthrough, which I'm still in the fence about, guys. Matter of fact, let me know if you guys would like to see. Look at that, more loot. I think that's a Stormbringer. That's a very good gun. I got some medical repair kits, another big backpack, several other weapons in here. So I decide, I believe here that I'm just gonna make this an outpost because there's just too much loot here to just leave. So I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do, and what you should do if you ever run into like a situation like this where you find really good stuff and it's hard to pass up. So I don't know why I ended up taking away my food thing. I should have taken away the fuel, but I ended up taking up the food thing, the food uh, outpost, which I'm still trying to figure out why I did that. But and I keep the big backpack on, if you guys notice right now, just so that I can loot everything easier. But the minute that I'm done looting, I'm just gonna put the ultralight backpack back on. I believe I'm gonna keep the Molly just to be safe. And I have, I believe she has a 22. I believe that's what I'm running around with right now. There we go. I got another one of those things where I can get my mechanics kill up with. I believe that's exactly what I'm gonna do because my OCD's kicking in there. I can't have that sitting in my inventory for too long. And then of course I'm gonna pick up all these weapons and all these backpacks as well. So um, I ended up making it like a bandit. So that's one thing that can happen. You're gonna say, well, Prime, what happened? Why is this community dead? Well, there's a random quest that happens, and the random quest is, you get this guy that goes around and kills like enclaves. Normally, he shouldn't be able to kill an enclave. There's this dope. There's this heavily armed. Normally, he kills like there's an enclave that spawns in. This is kind of like most of the time when I get this quest to pop, it's like these people are like, oh, we need food, we're hurting, and you're like, all right, you go over to them and you just by looking at them, you can tell there's something not right. They don't have any weapons of any type, no melee weapons, no range weapons. Some of them have backpacks, some of them don't. You're like, yo, these people are barely hanging in by a thread. Well, if you help that particular community, there's a good probability when you turn the quest in that you're not gonna appease them. They're not gonna go into automatic friendly. They stay like neutral. Stop giving them resources, guys. You're wasting your energy on that particular enclave. The best case scenario is you ignore them and this happens to them. And you're gonna say, damn, Prime, you're gonna just tell me that it's best if we let a bunch of people die versus helping them. And I say yes, because those other people are gonna be resource hogs. And not only are they resource hogs, but the more stuff you give them, the more upset some of your community members get for you helping people that can't help themselves. So you kind of have to make a choice. I chose to always let them die. It's just easier that way. So right here, I think what I'm trying to figure out is if I wanted to repair the vector, and of course I'm going to repair the vector because that's my gun. And the other thing you guys noticed that I did, that I took away the suppressor and I put the brake. And you're gonna say, well, Prime, why are you putting the brake on it? You're on Nightmare Zone. What are you, crazy? And I'm like, yeah, sometimes I am crazy. That's I would definitely agree with you there. But I chose to put the brake on it because right now I'm gonna go fight this particular character. Now I have seen other people being able to recruit this guy. I, for some reason, cannot. Like if I try 10 times out of those 10 times, he may come with me one time, and if he doesn't come with me, I lose that possibility of gaining that repeating crossbow. That's another thing I was going to touch up on. What's going to happen is going to lead this killing right here, this particular thing that happens is going to lead you on the path to meeting a murderer or a killer. I won't say a murderer. I'll just say he's just killing people, and he used that repeating crossbow. So there's two ways you can get this. There's three ways you can get this repeating crossbow, but this is two ways. One, you talk to him, and I don't know exactly how the game decides. It lets you join. And if you're a warlord, I think he'll come with you. See the setup right there, guys. See the three bloaters? They're trying to set me up, so I just backpedal and go around them and let them some air right there. And you can deal with them by just killing them, which is what I'm going to do here, which is to me the easiest way of doing it. you can take the chance in talking to him and him joining you, which never happens to me. Although I just helped somebody this weekend, um, and he was able to get it by talking to him, which was amazing. And here we go. And I have to make a choice. And the last way is you get a vendor. Now I'm gonna go after him to kill him. I have the vector. I don't have gunslinging, but it's okay. You don't need it. I got a vector and I put it on 3 round burst. See, he tries to shoot at me, and I just shoot him a couple times. I get him to go down, and I'm trying to get the head, but his backpack's in the way here, so it's kind of making it a little difficult. Boom! I finally get the headshot, and that's it. I got my hands on that crossbow. Now I made tons of noise here. There's that crossbow. See. So what I have to do here is stabilize my situation a little bit and put, if I can, put put that silencer on because this just got really, really hairy. I think I decided, yeah, molly the back. See, molly the back of the zombies, and then let the back zombies attack the guys in the front, catch them on fire, and I took care of about a good 8 or 10 of them right there. So several techniques I use there, but you know, having the vector and having that break, it you know, it got me a little brave to attack a single enemy content. Now I switch back to the vector. I put the suppressor on now just because I have to use it. I don't keep digging myself a grave. So right now I don't have to use it because I'm only fighting, you know, a few zombies. You know, this is not out of control yet. Out of control would be 3 pharaohs show up, bloaters, and you know, two two herds come in. So look, I got the repeating crossbow, which guys, this is ideal. The repeating crossbow in this game is fantastic. There's no other word for it. Now he had some other stuff in his backpack there that I could have picked up, but I'm not too distraught about, you know, picking up alcohol. That's about anywhere between 35 to 100 influence that I decide to just leave on the table. I believe I may. What do I do here? I think I may just toss something on the ground. Maybe. I don't know. Well, oh no, I decided to load the crossbow. There you go. So I can empty out that spot. And then I ended up picking that up. I don't know why. Oh, because that's another thing. Like, what I just did there, that's just visuals. You know, close quarter combat weapons don't do any more damage, which is weird. I think they should be like a higher tier close quarter combat weapon versus like there's a difference between stabbing somebody with the Bowie knife than stabbing somebody with a damn, you know, with a screwdriver. All right, so there is a difference in damage, but in this game, for game's sake, there is no there's no damage modifier or no difference um, in using, let's say, a screwdriver versus a Bowie knife. But I switched the screwdriver because I don't like the way the wood screwdriver looks. I think I got a K bar. That's just optional. I should have picked up the alcohol bottles, but you know, it's no big deal. I'm not too stressed uh, about influence right now. I got a full uh, car full of rust sacks, which is fantastic. As you guys can see there, I'm putting stuff back away. I put back my light backpack, and then boom, there you go. I'm under light conditions again. This is ideal, guys. I got myself a combat axe, which is 1 pound, and ultralight backpack, which is a half a pound, and I can carry the vector and that axe and still be, you know, under light conditions, which is where I want to be because these characters are designed to be that way. If you got marathon, you got to try to do your best to stay under light conditions so you can benefit from it. At the end, that's what I'm doing. So, and I'll go ahead and reload the vector, which is right up there with one of my favorite weapons in this game. It's just the look, guys. It's just visually pleasing to me. Some people may not like the way it looks. I love the way that gun looks. It just looks so cool. It's just a cool looking gun. And so I'm just gonna do the little surge here. It's not that big of a concern, to be honest with you. You know, it's just 30 seconds of glory, as I like to call it. It's good influence, and you know, just clearing it out. I should have picked Ed, which is the other character there, at this particular time. Switched up to him and got him the influence instead of using this character that I believe her hero status is already up. So the smart thing would have been to switch the character that doesn't have the hero bonus and using them in this situation. If both of the other characters have it already, or choosing the next character that you want to get the hero bonus and using this. So that would have been smart. But hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed this playthrough or enjoying it. Don't forget to sub to my channel. If you can, smash that like button. Leave a comment with a question. That way I can address it like I have in the past. And you know, if I don't have the answer, I will find the answer. But you guys have a great day and night. Like, love, and peace. Congrexes checking out.